time to suspend the rules to allow the gentleman to speak. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Those opposed, no.
Afternoon, everybody. My name is Fred Sherman. I'm Regional Coordinator for Region 5 here in that. And as our contract with the county, we hope to have more years to work with you and everything else. We combined as our contract the power tour and the bike time, and our gross for the two events was $5,235. We had $150 rental for fire hydrants, $845 for porta potties, $130 for dumpster. Our permits came to $560. We had $100 in miscellaneous permits with the city of Muskegon, and for cleaning our porta johns was $225. Our total net was $3,219 for the two power tour and the bike time. So I have a check here. Our contract asks us to pay you 5%, but as we've done in the past, we have a check here for 10%. So we have a check here for $322 for the county of Muskegon.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We hope to have many years of working in the future with you.
This is a great source of volunteers to make bike time successful. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Did you want to introduce the other two with them?
Oh, yes.
Oh, this is a couple of our members, Bob and Paul and his wife Betty.
Thank you.
Support. And I have a check here.
He is,
There you go. Have a nice day. Thank you.
We need a motion to go back into regular session.
So moved. Second.
Okay, moving second to go back into regular session. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Okay. Any other old business? None? New business?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a resolution that I would like to introduce. And do I need a motion to do that? I'm making the motion to introduce that.
Support.
Shall I read it, Mr. Chair?
Just read the headline,
Okay.
what it is.
The County of Muskegon resolution in support of requiring dialysis centers to have emergency backup generators on site. Shall I go through the whole thing?
I think that's probably sufficient.
And we might want to suspend the rules to have the public participate if they want to come in on it.
Moved and seconded to suspend the rules to see if anyone in the public wishes to comment on this particular issue.
Just can't wait.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Carrie Hager. I am the Health Committee Chair of the Muskegon Branch NAACP. And on behalf of the Muskegon Branch NAACP, we have worked on an initiative for some time to bring dialysis centers in compliance with backup generators. We've just addressed this for a number of years, and currently we have an influx of hypertension and diabetes in our community, which leads to end-stage renal failure. Most people with end-stage renal failure end up on dialysis. And in the resolution, I think Mrs. Commissioner Wilkins, it talks a little bit about the life-sustaining situation with the patients of this community. With the increase of hypertension and diabetes in the community, many of the people have contracted end-stage renal failure, and the new patients are now receiving life-sustaining treatment. These treatments run from 4 to 6 hours per day, 3 days a week. In this county, we do not have a mandate for backup generators. These people are sent home, whether it be a power failure, come from an act of God. whether it be an hour, 2 hours, or 3 days, these people still have to receive this life-sustaining treatment. I asked the county board, our officials, to pass this mandate and accept this resolution so that our community be in compliance with many of the other facilities that now have backup generators. I thank you. Again, my name is Carrie Haver, and I thank you. If there are any questions, I'll be willing to ask what I can, answer what I can. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else speak on this issue? Another person wishing to speak.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Gloria White Gardner, 3742 Fairway Drive, Northern Shores, Michigan. For some time as a consultant, I've been quite involved as it relates to health initiatives and programs that are being implemented throughout the county, and also looking at the issues that you've had to deal with as it relates to health, for example, with Brookhaven and the county facilities, and the whole idea of the lifeline of this community and looking at the advertisements calling for a good quality community. And we can't have a good quality of life in this community if we don't take care of our most vulnerable and ill citizens in this community. And there's plenty of documentation that we can present to you that shows the disparate treatment that our sick and infirm receive when we have clinics in our community that come from outside of our state and do not comply with the basic mandates of ensuring a quality treatment. And as Ms. Haver said, when there are power failures, whether it's an act of God or somebody hitting a pole and a grid going out, I think it's unconscionable for us to expect that many of those clients cannot even get back to the center because they have a difficult enough time getting there for the treatment. And if they have to sit hooked up for another 2 or 3 hours, or if they are sent home, we're talking about people that can incur death. And so I come in support of Commissioner Wilkins with the resolution and in support of our NAACP Health Committee, asking you to please, please vote for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Commissioner Snyder, has any comment?
I'd just like to make a comment. I know for a fact that Muskegon County has the highest level of end-stage renal disease in the state of Michigan, and has had for some time. So I am totally in support of this.
Move we go back in session. So moved by Commissioner Engel, seconded by Commissioner Wilkins, to go back into open session. All those in favor say yes.
Yes. Yes.
Opposed, no. Now we are at the point, if there's no further discussion, to vote on this resolution. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Plummer,
Yes.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Snyder,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Cross,
Yes.
Commissioner Derasinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Engel,
Yes.
Commissioner Jager,
Yes.
Commissioner Longmire,
Absolutely.
Chairman Mahoney,
Yes.
11 yes.
Okay. Motion carried. Is there any other new business? Any other new business? Not, we're at the point of the meeting of public comment on a new topic. Anyone in the audience wishing to address this commission on a new topic?
My name is Alan Schaefer. I spoke a couple of weeks ago regarding a concern I have regarding the county jail. And I made a comment to the effect of I would like to see an employee opinion survey among the guards. And I believe that that's something that either the Human Resource Department could certainly conduct, or a third party.
Sir, could you speak up just a little, please?
Or a third party could conduct. I also believe that there should be an opinion survey among the inmates, completely separate, a different dialogue. And the measures certainly ensue work to be done, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done in that particular area. So I would just like to throw it out for future talks. I believe it's necessary. I believe it's necessary as a matter of urgency. I also noted during the budget discussion that under the labor line, the other funds was $380,000, and my question is what is that? So under the labor line, there are other funds, and that came to be $389,000. I don't understand what that is, so maybe somebody could give me a hand there. I also noted that a comment that we're currently having a participation of 7% for medical, dental benefits for our full-time employees throughout the county. I would challenge this committee to really take a hard look at that number, and I believe it's extremely low on national average. And I believe that 7% could be certainly adjusted at some point, and there could be a significant savings to the bottom line. I also noted that there's an elimination of 22 positions, 10 of which are occupied, and I would just ask Human Resource Function, Administration, to take a look at job combinations, or take a look at position consolidations if you already haven't. I understand that due to attrition, 10 positions could take an awful long time. However, there are also positions available, and with the skill set of the individuals in those positions that are slated to be terminated, maybe they could slide over and move into one of the or two of the occupied positions. I also made note that in the jail there are positions to be eliminated in the medical arena. I'm very concerned about that, and I would frankly like to hear at some point reasoning for the elimination of medical services within the jail. I personally can speak from experience that I believe it is weak to begin with, and I think the elimination of any medical staff in the jail itself would impose undue hardship to the inmate population. That's what I have. If there's any questions for me at this point, I'd be happy to answer them.
Madam Administrator?
I can respond to the elimination of the positions in the jail. The medical services has been outsourced to an outside company, and we feel that we will have improved medical services in the jail, and so that's replacing those county positions with outsourced positions.
Will those individuals have the opportunity to work for the outsourced company?
Most definitely.
They will be given that opportunity?
Yes, they will be given that opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Deb Ackerman, Eggleston Township Treasurer. And I was in attendance a few weeks ago to not this board, but excuse me, I forget which board it was. It was a special meeting on informational on fracking that was presented to you, a PowerPoint presentation, and it was going to be looked at the wastewater property, which is in our township's backyard. We have a citizens group that has collaborated on this effort to get information and to look into this in more detail. I just wanted to share with this board, because I know most of the members of this board was in attendance at that special meeting. There is a movie out there that's called Gasland by Josh Fox, and it's a very, very informational movie. It's a documentary on fracking. I would hope that all of you would take the opportunity to look at that. We have a lot of links that we're going to present onto our website for Eggleston Township to inform the public and to inform everybody about fracking, the good and the bad. My opinion on it at this point is that I'm very hopeful that it was for only informational purposes only. I'm not sure if it made it to the ballot for the November election to eliminate it in the state of Michigan. I haven't looked into the details of that, but it is a very big concern for our township to even be looking into this. So for the record, I'd also like to know, and Commissioners Derazinski and Commissioner Jager, what your stance is on this. And if you don't care to answer now, I would like you to meet with me afterwards or at a later date. And I'd like to know where your stance is on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Public comment. Now I would like to recognize some folks who are here. We've got Blue Lake Township Supervisor Don Studevin, Eggleston Township Supervisor Mike Thompson, Eggleston Township Treasurer Deb Ackerman, former and future Commissioner Nash, future Commissioner Hughes, and of course, did Mr. Gill leave? He's still here. Former Commissioner Gill is here. We'd like to see you again, sir.
Mr. Chair, you might want to mention this. This is important.
Yes. We have been, there's a workshop being put on by Grand Valley apparently, for us, for the mitten for local contractors. We all have some cards to give the local contractors around to kind of get them informed as to how to bid and how to do things, business with the county. Mr. Roger Wade. Oh, yeah. Former Commissioner Wade. Knew he was here because I heard his phone. On the new prosecutor. And Mr. Hilson, I see you right after. Yes, sir. And the sheriff. With that,
This meeting.